Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Game number 2. Game 1 was a great one. And hoping for another one here. Now we're with Ken Bone. Ken, how you doing?
I could not be better. It's a great evening for Wiffle Ball. It only rained a little bit, which is pretty darn good for a Thursday in Chesterfield. And we're underway. Brody Livingston delivering his first pitch to Jason Worstenholm.
Yeah, you couldn't say better. Great weather now. Jeez, that is a tough pitch to hit. It's not messing around.
It's fantastic conditions out here. We saw a great game in Game 1. We're looking for another one here. With Brody on the mound, less likely to be a high-scoring affair.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes.
The last game, you got 4 home runs, none of them being 56 and under. There's a little bit of an ugly swing from number 10 in the gradient jersey, first out.
Yeah, Jason was looking to continue to build on his success, having a homer in Game 1. Couldn't quite get it going there. And then here's Sam, who pitched, had a good pitching performance in Game 1, but that Thunderbirds lineup just proved to be too much.
Yeah, it's just one of those games where you just tip your cap. There's a ground ball. Brian Hunter makes a play. It's one of those games you just tip your cap to the other team. He wasn't pitching. He did not have a bad game, and Tom and I talked about it. He was throwing strikes, mixing up speeds, but Thunderbirds, that's a tough lineup to get around.
Yeah, every once in a while you just run into a situation like the great Yogi Berra described, that great pitching beats great hitting, and vice versa. And sometimes the other team just has it.
Yep.
Drew Ballman up to bat. His second game with the Melonheads now after the blockbuster deal moved him from the Kings in exchange for Jordan Smith.
Now that we have you on the broadcast, how you feeling? Is there any inside scoop give to the fans about how the trade went down?
Well, it's one of those trades where both teams just needed something to help them get to the next level. The Melonheads all obviously struggling with availability and injury this year. So with Drew plus a couple of draft picks for next year, they're going to be able to get back to having an easier team to manage, having more availability and more good hitters available all the time. Drew is capable of making an impact right from the jump here. He's a power hitter, just like his brother. And then, of course, we got, you can't overstate the importance of Jordan Smith moving to the Kings. That's going to put us on the next level.
Yeah, no, it will. And we, nice inning there from Brody as we're going bottom one.
MO WIFF is brought to you by Audi Exchange in Kirkwood. They offer an extensive range of both new and pre-owned vehicles, ensuring that every customer finds a perfect car to fit their needs. In addition to their diverse inventory, they are committed to top-notch vehicle care and excellent maintenance. Call them today at 314-270-1165. Our American League division is brought to you by Alex Eggert Photography. Looking to freeze those unforgettable moments in time? Look no further than Alex Eggert Photography. Whether you're scoring the winning goal, celebrating family milestones, or embracing your senior year, we've got you covered. Book your session today and make every moment click.
We are back. Jason Worstenholm taking the bump, and Tom and I talked about at the end of the last broadcast, we didn't think he was going to pitch today, so a little bit of a treat there. We'll see if he can split the series against these Thunderbirds.
Yeah, we got 2 unexpected pitchers tonight. This was Brody's scheduled week off, and Jason's arm could desperately use some time off. He's been throwing a crazy amount of pitchers, but of availability and injury strikes again. He just doesn't have anybody besides Sam here tonight who is ready to go, and Sam already pitched for him Game 1.
It's always tough when you look across the field and you see a team who's got 4 or 5 pitchers and you're struggling to pull your second.
Yeah, this is Jason's 3rd game started out of the Melonheads' last 4.
Oof.
And he threw a lot of pitches in his previous 2 outings, and he already was not feeling that good coming into them. With a nagging arm injury that plagued him most of last season as well. He delivers ball 1 low there to Brody, who is that's a crazy threat at the plate in Brody Livingston. Now you're talking about a guy who flips the bat even when he pops out to left field.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's a guy that when you're on the mound, you got to be thinking every single pitch where you're trying to hit, because one bad spot and that thing's going over the fence.
Jason ready to deliver here. It's low, a little stinger off the back foot.
It's good to see the sun peeking through here at Miracle Field.
It could potentially burn off some of this heavy haze with the 7.5 feet of rain we got in the last 5 weeks or so. The air is awfully heavy out here in early June.
Yeah. The good thing, coming back from Florida, usually when it rains there, it becomes about 50 degrees hotter. At least that's not the case here today.
Yeah, something about that rain down there. It's like the raindrops are 125 degrees. They just radiate heat into the air.
Yeah. And they'll take a double walk and bring up Dominic again, and not much easier of a road for number 10.
I've never understood why people retire to Florida. I feel like by the time I'm old, I won't be able to function in those conditions.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's definitely you kind of bank on the winter weather. Really, it's in my opinion, the wintertime weather, you can't beat it. 65 degrees, sunny, playing golf in December, can't beat it. But then when you get to the summertime, it's unbelievably hot and humid. It's not the place to be.
Yeah, the last time I was in Florida was about December 15th, I think, a couple years back. I was there for a conference. I got on the plane in Orlando to fly back. It was 82 degrees. And when I landed in St. Louis, it was 18 degrees, and there were 3 inches of snow on the ground.
Yeah, you can always tell where the people are coming from in the airport when you land in St. Louis. I've done that many times where I'll be wearing shorts and a T-shirt flying into St. Louis from Florida, and then just like that, it's like under 30. Another double walk puts second and third. Hopefully, Jason could start to settle in here, but tough start.
Yeah, you can tell Jason's arm still not 100%, not that we expected it to be after the workload he's been under this year. Bouncer up there. He's in the hole 1-0.
It's a ground ball. Back to Jason. Nice play. Now, it's second and third, though, so I don't believe that's a double play. I think there's one out, I believe. But a big one, nonetheless.
Hey, you got to keep the double play in practice there.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it was perfectly executed if it was a double play opportunity.
In for a strike there. Well, that's just one of our many ground rules there. Right? Mm-hmm. If the force out is in order and you field the ball cleanly for a ground ball out, and you throw and hit the strike zone for a strike, that is a double play. If you're new to the sport, the rules seem complex, but they're really not. Stick with us. Mm-hmm. Every week here, Thursday nights, streaming live or our replays throughout the weekend, and you'll pick up on it real quick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like just one of those things where it's a little confusing to tell someone about, but then once you see it in play, it's really not that hard.
It's like watching cricket, except I understand it and I'm kind of good at it.
2-strike pitch here from Worsenholm. Ooh, that's a tough one to lay off of. Foss having a good AB here. I believe it's 3-2.
Yeah, Spencer in game one was able to get the collar off from around his neck for the season. He was one of several notable players we've had this year who were 0 for the season thus far, and he was able to break through that.
And hitting is a contagious thing. Once you get that first one, I feel like get that monkey off your back, it's usually downhill from there.
It's going to make for a very interesting second half. We're seeing a lot of players start to catch up with the quality of pitching that we're seeing this year. Pitching in this league has always been very good. This year it's taken a step up with a very hot rookie class. And it's taken the first half of the season for the league to fully catch up. The league minus Cole Layton. Cole Layton's putting up video game numbers.
Swing and a miss. He chases ball 5.
I was looking at the stats today, and I believe it still holds true that Cole has more hits than any other 2 other players combined. Simply ridiculous.
Yeah, no, that's I'm seeing the numbers he's putting up. I saw the graphic yesterday, and it's unbelievable, the numbers he's putting up here early in this 2025 campaign. Here's Brian Hunter. I think he's looking to put one out of the yard. He's a little overdue, I think.
Yeah, Brian was showing a little frustration in game 1. Or maybe he was just trying to hit Jake Keller, who is in attendance with the bat. Jake inadvertently hit Brian with a bat out of frustration a few weeks back.
See, that's the thing. I don't understand how people can throw bats. I mean, it's just like one of those things where
I don't make enough money to throw these bats.
I'm not the one to give a lecture on throwing bats. I've only done it once in my career, and it was it was one time too many. I think that will be something that will haunt me for the rest of my days. Yeah. Yeah, at least it was Zach. That's what everyone keeps on telling me. Yeah.
When I was coming up in this game, we used aluminum bats, custom-made aluminum bats, and they would warp if you dropped them too hard. So we were very, very protective of the bats.
Yeah.
And they felt none too good getting hit with one of those.
4-1 count. A count that I think Brian Hunter is going to be looking to swing away here. Looking for that one spot. It's low. And he is going to pitch to him, it looks like. Not really nothing you can do. You kind of have to at this point. Here we go, Brian Hunter. Lacing up those batting gloves a little tighter on this one.
Brian backing up here in the box.
I will say, I mean, it's almost scarier when you're at the plate on these 56 and under pitches. When I'm up there and I got a 56 and under, I'm almost more nervous than on a normal pitch just because you know there's the pressures on there. It's a ground ball to third, fielded cleanly by Sam. And he gets out of it with no damage done. Second inning we go.
Our National League division is brought to you by UCC STL. They will recover money owed to you from creditors, collect on your court judgments awarded to you and your business. Go to uccstl.com for more information. Our Season 5 All-Star Game is brought to you by Commercial Drywall Corp., a national subcontractor specializing in commercial drywall, acoustical ceilings, and finished carpentry. Having a plan is important, but finding the right partner to execute that plan in a cost-effective manner is key. Check them out at www.commercialdrywallcorp.com.
We are back, and in the break we're looking at that speed gun, and it's getting in those 90 numbers. It's looking good if you're a Brody Livingston or T-Birds fan.
Every time I see Brody pitch, I feel like he's making it his mission in life to make me regret trading away the draft pick I could have used to get him.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. There's a lot of familiarity, or some similar faces, or familiar faces, I should say, in relation to the Kings with Drew Ballman, and then you got Brody, who could have been a King. A lot of potential King players out here on the field.
Well, yeah, we have a Daub on the field.
Mm-hmm.
There's relationship there.
Mm-hmm. using that
Well, you
walk-off.
can't torture yourself with what could have been.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, you start playing that game, you can go down that rabbit hole.
Every team's very happy with what they did manage to pick up in the draft. There's been a lot of activity behind the scenes. The front office chat is always active, and guys are always feeling around for deals ever since the we call them the winter meetings, where we get together and talk about the rules.
Mm-hmm.
They're really just an excuse to have a Zoom call and talk about wiffle ball while I drink beer.
That's a good time right there. A topic that I was having on the drive down here to Florida is some interesting ideas in terms of rules you would think of for next year. Now, obviously, you're in the front office. Is there any ideas you think that would benefit the league?
Well, there's lots of
changes?
stuff I would change. If I were the emperor of MO WIFF instead of Cam, I would immediately eliminate the 56 and under pitches during regular innings.
Mm-hmm.
I would make the first extra inning a 56 and under inning without the bases loaded, and that would be how we incorporated 56 and under. And I think that would really improve the pace of play without eliminating the possibility of the 56 and under pitches, which I know are a fan favorite, we'll say. Apart from that, I don't know if I'd make any drastic changes. I've played in so many leagues and so many tournaments over the years. I've played under almost every rule set, and I can't really say that I have a favorite. One idea that gets floated around occasionally is going to a one and done rule, where if you look at a strike one, you're out. That can really improve pace of play, but that makes for some low scoring affairs. We're already at 50% 1-0 games in this league.
Yeah, I think the only thing, I mean, obviously I played in a lot of different leagues as well, and all of them similar in some regards, different in others, and I love the different rule sets in every one that I play in. But yeah, I mean, just oh my goodness.
That was
oh my goodness.
That's a rough way to get sent back to the dugout.
I don't even know. I don't know if that was a curveball or a knuck, but that thing was about 30 miles an hour slower than his last pitch. Unbelievable. We're going into the bottom of the second.
Our Season 5 All-Star Game is brought to you by Commercial Drywall Corp., a national subcontractor specializing in commercial drywall, acoustical ceilings, and finished carpentry. Having a plan is important, but finding the right partner to execute that plan in a cost-effective manner is key. Check them out at www.commercialdrywallcorp.com. Our hitter of the week is sponsored by Lit Cigar Lounge, St. Louis's premier cigar and whiskey bar located in Chesterfield, Missouri at the District. Find them at litstl.com and go give them a follow on all social media.
Oh my goodness. Right when we come back from commercial, Brody Livingston hit one about 3 feet away from being a homer.
Yeah, that one was absolutely ripped, just foul down the first base line. Brian Hunter out there still arguing that it was fair. We can't have Brian mic'd up or we'd get demonetized on YouTube.
There's a couple characters here today that I think would lose us some money. But it would be entertaining nonetheless. I will say that. Just miss. Tough one to lay off there. 4-1, I believe, to Deuces.
Now, I don't envy Jason and the rest of our guys who tackle the social media side, trying to manage the YouTube channel, because chasing the algorithm is just torturous. I used to run a small YouTube channel of my own for a podcast, and just trying to tweak everything ever so slightly all the time to catch the algorithm and get promoted and get on people's pages. It's just so much work. And I'm lazy, so I stopped doing it.
Yeah, no, I'm in that struggle now, doing a lot of short form content. in YouTube content. I mean, some videos will blow up for no reason, and then others that you think will blow up won't do anything. So it's a tough game.
No, it never failed. Like the best episode of my podcast ever, at least the one I felt like was the best, had like, I don't know, 800 views. I had other episodes that had like 10 or 20,000, and they were garbage.
There's a fly ball. Dalton Long under and makes the play. And those you've seen a couple times this year, those ones at the warning track have found a way over the wall.
And the air out here is very still and very heavy today. Helped that one come more or less straight down, and Dalton's a very solid presence out there in the field. He doesn't let many get away from him.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the more this game ticks on, I mean, Jason Worsenholm still a 0 on the board, and there's a grounder, and Michael will make the play. I mean, they got 2 down here in the second. We're almost midway through this ball game, and Jason's still with a 0.
Yeah, Jason's looking real good. He's showing that even in a fast-pitch league, as long as you have good pitch selection and you maintain command over what you're throwing, you can still compete with just about anybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you see there's definitely guys in this league who could throw in the triple digits, who get the job done in that regard, and then there's guys who hitting in the upper 70s. As Sam Skibby is a guy I think about, who uses that location, like you said, and pitch selection to get the job done.
Yeah, that's the guys who I always fall back on. The Sam Skibbies, your Nick Bones, the guys who work the corners. You never know what they're going to throw. It goes right where they want it to go. The flip side of that coin is like Sam's had not a terrible year, but not the year he was expecting to have. Mm-hmm. Is when you're depending that much on your control, you don't have to miss by much before you're getting hammered. Mm-hmm. That's happened to Nick Bone multiple times also, where when he's on, he's really on, but when he's not on, he's not throwing hard enough to compensate for that. Mm-hmm. It's kind of the advantage you have when you're a fireballer is you don't give guys much time to make up their mind. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you can get them to swing at something that makes absolutely no sense to swing at.
Yep, and you can get away with putting one down the middle from time to time if you're touching triple digits. But I see Gus Skibby out here. Is this his first appearance of the year? I see him out in the left field, outfield warming up. It's good to see him. It's good to see guys who don't get to make it out as much.
Oh, yeah, it's as much as I've advocated for it over the decades of my career, we still don't make a very good living playing wiffle ball. So everybody still has to have day jobs. They have other commitments. They have kids and families and things that eat up time. So it's really great when people are able to be out here and participate that normally have other commitments.
Mm-hmm. Second and third once again with 2 down. Brian Hunter, I would be scared to be standing by the fence if he doesn't put one in play here. Especially when you got a guy on the mound who's letting you know. Ooh, he amped that one up.
Well, that's certainly one of Jason's great skills is he's not shy.
Nope.
He plays the psychological game as well as anybody in the league. Melonhead teammate Tony Saggio, who is, I believe, out for the year with injury, is still able to be here tonight to lend his support. And, boy, speaking of people who are able to chirp with great efficiency, Tony Saggio may be the pinnacle. He's right up there with other legendary chirpers like Paul Pugh.
We're going to have to see the numbies on I don't know if there's a statistic for chirping, but
if there was, I'd be in the Hall of Fame. People would have remembered my career more fondly.
That's a lot. Yeah, that is a lot of tape on that bat.
3-2.
If you got statistical credit for chirping, I wouldn't have been known as Nick Bones' brother. I'd have had a name in my own right.
4-2. This is no pitch more important than this one thus far today from captain v. captain here. Big spot. Full count pitch. Just miss high. And he's going to have to pitch to him. Same situation as the last inning, unless, oh, wow, this is interesting. Brian's going to take the walk, make it bases loaded. I don't know if I love that move. I mean, as much as confidence I have in Brody Livingston, I mean, 56 and under is tough to pass up.
Yeah, I got to feel like the thought process is that the 56 and unders aren't that much different from what he's already throwing. Jason has been very effective with less velocity today. That coupled with Brody swinging the hot bat.
Yep. They could definitely make me eat my words here, though. Strike 2 and 1-2 count. This could be something that you look back on if this doesn't work out here and really scratch your head about. But that's why you get 3 strikes. Amp that one up as well. We got deuces here.
Yeah, those are the kind of decisions that'll just torture you as a manager.
Swing and a miss. Jason Worstenholm gets out of a big jam, and like we said, this could be a decision in the game that could be a big aspect down the road. But with that, we got zeros going into
Promotional Consultants Incorporated. PCI believes that strategy and ideation are essential steps to finding the right branded merchandise, apparel, awards, and signage solutions to enhance both your promotional marketing and employee recognition. Please give them a follow and check them out at promotionalconsultants.com. Gametime Tournaments, locally family-owned and operated baseball and softball tournaments. Play at your team's skill level with no additional fees or charges and flexible scheduling. Go to playgametimestl.com for more information.
We're back. We got zeros on the scoreboard. Another good game. I mean, we said before that we thought that maybe this could be another slugfest due to Jason's arm issues, but it's looking like another good game here.
No, Jason's doing a fantastic job of locating his pitches out there when he's probably 5 to 8 miles per hour short of where he historically has been able to throw. And he's making up for it now with some smart decisions.
I believe that hit. And I mean, that's just one you tip your cap to the pitcher right off that corner on a lefty screwball that's, I believe, touching 90. It's tough. (1-0), and we alluded to it last game. Drew Ballman now up to the plate, and kind of a no-pressure situation, I think, for him. You know, you get traded to a team that kind of rebuilding now, gets that experience with not a lot of pressure on him, which is good.
Yeah, the Kings just did not have room for another bat in the lineup. What a first world problem. Great problem to have.
Yep.
But the Kings were looking at, like, who do you sit? Everybody.
There's a
great
rip.
hit up there. Great hit down the middle for Drew. He's making an impact early like we knew that he would. But the Kings are looking at, like, well, what do you sit Josh Wheeler? He's proven that he has the potential to be a big hitter in this league, but he needs to see at-bats. Do you sit Hitchcock, who's tied for the lead in home runs? We needed to add pitching, and we just did not have a lot of room in the lineup, and it worked out perfectly with the needs of the Melonheads. So now Drew's going to get more playing time, more at-bats, and potentially could help the Melonheads turn their season around or at least assist in their rebuild. So Mike puts one up on top of the press box here.
I mean, hitting's contagious. We'll see if they can just piece another one together here. He's having a good AB, 3-1, I believe.
Good shot there of Mo WIFF official photographer Alex Eggert.
Does an incredible job.
As I often say, I wish I didn't love my wife as much. I'd get divorced so I could get remarried and hire Alex to do the wedding. Unfortunately, I love my wife very much, so I don't know. You can come take pictures of my cats or something, I guess.
I believe that's ball 5. They're going to put him on. Just like that, we got second and third here, and Dalton Long coming up to the plate. I think he's got to press close. Okay, so go. Okay.
The boys in the truck trying to figure out a technical issue we got with our first baseline cam here.
So it looks like this isn't charging. It's on low power mode. So here we go. We got second and third here.
Commissioner Cam Smith, who has to pitch in about 20 minutes, just injured himself running around the dugout fence. You heard it here first.
Just like that. 2 strikes, and Brody was just pitching before I don't even know if Dalton was looking. And he gets him out. Nickage, as they say in the biz.
Well, if you're standing in the box,
yep.
Yeah, it's on you.
Yep. And now, I mean, possibly one of the hottest hitters of the day, Jason Worsenholm, is up to the plate in a big spot, and you can't really put him on here. So this is a big at-bat.
Now with the way both pitchers have been performing, it's a run or two in any situation is going to be the decider of this game.
Love to help himself out. Melonheads are clapping it up. They're excited. Ooh, man. That's when you hold your breath as a pitcher. Jason licking his lips. He is ready for that one. Two and two. A gross drop ball.
Jason's a veteran hitter here. He knows he needs to slow the youngster down just a little bit. Make this at-bat happen at his own pace.
Got him. Oh. Hits the outside pipe. He grunts that one as he walks off the field. I'll do it for the top of the third. Bottom 3 coming up. Zeros on the score.
The Hitting Zone, located in O'Fallon, Missouri, over off Hoff Industrial Drive. Check them out at thehittingzone.com. MO WIFF is brought to you by Audi Exchange in Kirkwood. They offer an extensive range of both new and pre-owned vehicles, ensuring that every customer finds a perfect car to fit their needs. In addition to their diverse inventory, they are committed to top-notch vehicle care and excellent maintenance. Call them today at 314-270-1165.
Looks like a fun game, but it's really not.
And we are back, and we got Melonheads all in all angles chirping these Thunderbirds, and I mean the Thunderbirds are giving it back to them, so fair play. But we still got donuts on the scoreboard here in the third.
Young Dom Strasky in his sophomore season here, looking to get something done. He had a just absolutely stellar rookie season. He's not followed it up with as crazy a numbers, but certainly a solid member of the Thunderbirds lineup here.
Yeah, and I think you kind of take away that cloak, if you will, after that year one. I mean, you get drafted late, I believe, in the second round. No one really thinks too much of it. So this year, pitchers are coming in knowing that this guy can go yard at any point. Definitely makes it a little bit tougher, but definitely, I mean, a sophomore season, but kind of looks like a veteran hitter up there.
Yeah, he very quickly gets to second base there on the double walk. That'll bring up Andrew Nichols, who has homered. Had a really good game one. He wants to see if he can break open game two here.
I've alluded to it a couple times in this broadcast and last one. I mean, it's very impressive that these Melonheads pitchers are facing this kind of lineup. Jason, especially in this game, and really getting the job done, even though, I mean, there's not one easy out in this lineup as he hits a shot, and that's going to be double.
Yeah, that's a double. That's going to bring in a run. defensive positioning hurt Sam Eichenlaub on that one. He was ready for a grounder and just didn't quite get it. And the outfield was playing to hit Oppo there a little bit.
Just like that, the Thunderbirds are back on the board 1-0 here in game 2. Obviously,
they're going to want to get some more runs if they can. But when you score 1, you feel pretty good about yourself with Brody on the mound. That's definitely a guy that can bring home a win without very much run support.
A lot of guys in this league who are capable of it. And Brody, in his second start, already proven he's one of them.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He was drafted number 2 this year, could have easily gone number 1. It's all three of the top 3 picks. It was kind of a toss-up who was going to be number 1. The number 1 pick, Josh Wheeler, he went number 1 for a combination of talent and the way he fit into the lineup where he went. And then Mr. Klein and Mr. Livingston going number 3 and number 2 respectively. They are just absolute fireballers.
I mean, all 3 of those guys, you really can't go wrong anyway. It was a nice line drive, though, by Spencer Foss. Nice play by Eichenlaub in the field for the first out. But, yeah, I mean, you really couldn't go wrong anyway. And I know personally playing with Josh and in an MLW tournament, he's a great teammate. I mean, it's a guy that you want on your team. So you really couldn't go wrong there. I've faced James Klein. He's an unbelievable pitcher. I mean, it's like a blur when you're at the plate facing him. Then Brody, obviously, he's getting the job done here early with the T-Birds on his young career in MO WIFF.
Yeah, James Klein, I believe he has still not allowed a run, I think, in 21 or 22 innings pitched. Just ludicrous numbers for his rookie season.
I believe I hit a line drive foul off of him, and I think I was more proud about that than than getting any of my other hits this year.
When you're up against somebody like that, it's definitely a swing hard in case you hit it kind of situation.
Ball low, I believe you got a full count.
Hearing a lot of talk out on the field about the Cardinals-Royals game that's happening concurrently with this Wiffle Ball game. I know you're all watching this game and plan to watch the baseball game when it's replayed on Bally Sports tomorrow. That's at least what I would be doing if I weren't here calling the game.
And it looks like Brian is taking that double walk. And I will bring up Brody Livingston, trying to give himself some insurance.
Yeah, Jason into a jam again. He's been able to get out with no damage the first 2 innings and only 1 so far here in the third. So he's going to look to limit that damage and see if his lineup can get it done behind him.
Yeah, there's a shot. Michael not able to get that one. That's going to be a base hit. You never know in this league. They might call it an error. Who knows?
We've seen some Melonheads.
I just said that because he's saying right here. That was definitely a hit. That was definitely a hit.
Hey, I'm all for the hit.
No, I know. Yeah, I'm just messing with you.
I'm the one that says hit on everything.
And for the most part, I agree with all of them. I just think it's funny. There's another shot, and it's turning into a slugfest here. So I believe it is 3-0. 3-0, and it's always nice when you're Brody Livingston going back on the mound knowing that one pitch isn't going to kill you.
Yeah, that Melonheads defense really selling out the bodies tonight, but it just hasn't quite been enough.
Yeah, you can't fault the effort of this Melonhead team. They've been putting everything on the line. Just got to tip your cap to that T-Bird team who's just hitting everything.
Now the diving play by Drew Ballman in Game 1 had the whole cheering section over here worried that just as his career with the Melonheads was getting going, that he was going to injure himself.
That was a great effort, and there's another one down the line, and that will be a base hit again. Did that load the bases up? Bases loaded, 3-0, and it's just all Thunderbirds now here in the third inning. One dead.
Some definite whitey ball being played by the Thunderbirds here. For you younger folks in the audience, that was not a racially charged comment. When I was growing up watching baseball, we had a manager for the Cardinals named Whitey Herzog. I got a feeling that wasn't his real name. I don't know. His whole philosophy was, get base hits, take walks, steal bases. It was a different era of baseball than the 3 true outcome league that we live in now. That's one of the great romantic things about baseball, is seeing the way that it changes. All bat and ball sports, wiffle ball, of course, included. Seeing the way that that things change, not just like trend-wise, but how the game evolves and people learn more about it.
Yeah, that's. I mean, you can definitely speak to this more than me, as you've been playing wiffle ball a lot longer than I have. But just in the minimal time that I've been playing, it just seems like the league or the game of wiffle ball has been growing more and more. I think a lot to do with MLW's YouTube presence, but also just like these tournaments and these fast pitch leagues, getting guys more and more reps, and it's been super fun to see the game grow more and more.
Oh yeah, social media has been so incredible for society, but for wiffle ball specifically. When I was playing in the 90s and early 2000s, and especially when my dad was playing on some of the great teams that he played on in the 80s and 90s, it was tough to organize tournaments. They would travel to the East Coast, to the West Coast, all over the country playing, and it was all done by, phone calls on phones with cords. Organizing it all. It was just incredible that they were able to do it. Be amazing to see, how those guys would slot in with today's players. That's another great thing about, about any long-standing sport, is to get to think about the different eras. Like, this great Mike Soltesz was one of the greatest pitchers in the 90s. How would he do against these hitters and these bats that we've got today? Well, we probably wouldn't let him drink quite as many beers out on the mound as he did, so maybe he'd be able to even throw a little bit harder, and you get to have those arguments.
Mm-hmm. And just like that, Brian Hunter switching bats mid-AB. Jason heckling him about it, but yeah, no, it's definitely a fun thing. I mean, I'd like to go back and YouTube and watch some of the older leagues. I mean, older meaning like the Palisades leagues and those type of YouTube videos. But it's always fun to watch, see the different styles, and seeing the game evolve the way it has been.
Yeah, there are still some VHS tapes floating around of a few games back from the NJWA and USPPBA days in the early to mid-'90s, but they're hard to come by, and a lot of them are not in very good shape. I would love to be able to get in touch with some of my old wiffle ball friends and my dad's old wiffle ball friends from the Boston area. I know Ethan Weiner from the Bombers does know some of them. Mm-hmm. See if they have any recordings that we could maybe get digitized, and we might even be able to do some off-season content in MO WIFF, doing highlight packages through the years. It'll be something we might be looking at this winter, because we want to make sure that we keep content coming for the fans as much as possible during the off-season this year.
Yeah, that's just another fun thing about videoing these games and watching back other leagues. Like when I was, even leagues that I play in when I was 18 years old, and there's videos of that, and it's just fun to look back on. As Brian Hunter absolutely just chucks the bat against the fence, giving me a little PTSD. But Brian Hunter goes down swinging, and not before the Thunderbirds do some damage. 3-0, top four.
Promotional Consultants Incorporated. PCI believes that strategy and ideation are essential steps to finding the right branded merchandise, apparel, awards, and signage solutions to enhance both your promotional marketing and employee recognition. Please give them a follow and check them out at promotionalconsultants.com.
We are back 3-0 Thunderbirds. I mean, so I'm surprised it was only 3-0. I mean, it seemed like they had about 10 hits in that inning.
There's a lot of base hits, several runners left on after that. It's one of the reasons why Brian is frustrated. But you got to feel good if you have Brody Livingston pitching with a 3-run cushion here to this Melonheads team.
If I'm the Melonheads here, I mean, Brody's working very fast. I might be taking a few seconds out of the box, taking some cuts. He's working quick. And that's, I mean, similar. I like to do the same thing when I'm in a roll, but Melonheads guy might maybe have to throw off his timing a little bit.
We're also down to 4 minutes and change on the timer here, barring 6 incredibly quick outs. This is going to be the last inning of this game.
And now it'll be Drew Ballman coming back up as the lone hit for the Melonheads, I believe, in this one. And I believe the first hit Brody Livingston's allowed in his MO WIFF career, if I am correct.
It's nice to see the talented rookies going up against each other, putting up those kind of milestone things that they're going to remember.
And then now I'm noticing how quick Brody Livingston really is working. It's almost rapid fire. I don't know if that's intentional because of the time or if that's just a thing he likes to do. And another ball in play. And is that?
No, that hit the forearm of Drew Ballman.
Would that not?
So that is
be strike 3 or? Okay, the ball. Okay. I don't know what the official rule is on that. Okay. Swing and a miss. Gets him to chase on an 86-mile-an-hour riding slider, I believe, and most likely the last batter of this one unless they can make something happen here, Michael Dobb.
Brody again working very quickly, pumping a strike in there. Mike not quite able to catch up with it.
Hey, step out of the box.
Yeah, I don't know if that's an intentional thing for Brody or if they might just want to hit. 3-1 count. Now, if I'm Michael in this situation, I'm swinging no matter what here. 3-1, game almost over. You knew something was coming, and he went for it.
That one a bit high. The count full now for Michael Dobb. A lot of hustle going on the field out there. Now here comes a little defensive shifting.
Struck him out. A nice 90-mile-an-hour rising slider with 150 to go. This is looking like this will be the last shot here for the Thunderbirds.
There's still one on the scoreboard.
140 left, and it looks like Michael Dobb's going to take the bump. And I don't know if he'll take any warm-ups, so they're keeping it here. And we're going.
Michael delivering that first pitch, 77 miles an hour. No warm-ups.
It's a tough spot to go into. No warm-ups, just has to go for it. I don't think I could do that. But really nothing to lose here. Might as well give it everything you got.
Very quickly 4-0 here.
Oh, tried to give him a little lob ball early. And they will pitch to him. Might as well. Nothing to lose. 40 seconds left in this one. Drop ball, grounder. That's a fair ball. And that will be a single for number 22. Another one on the board for him. There's a fun matchup, a little NWA matchup here, Dom versus Michael.
Bounces that one up low for ball one. Two-0 pitch here. Strike, Michael's first strike up there.
And it looks like this will be the last pitch of this ball game. There it is. Do they finish the
Low,
at-bat?
3-1.
And I guess we're just going to finish this AB, I guess.
There's not actually anything in the rule book about whether the at-bat has to get finished. I would say you go ahead and finish it since it started.
That makes sense. Probably easy on the score keeping, too. So I believe that is ball 4.
Even though the clock comes into play a lot of times in this league, you don't often see it expire like in the middle of a home team at bat when they're leading. You'd think it would happen more. It just kind of doesn't work out that way.
Mm-hmm. Drop ball grounder, and Dominic tried to stat pad to end this one, but he will ground out, and that will do it.
Yeah, if I were Sam Eichenlaub, I'd have gone for a double play just to pad my defensive stats on that one.
I didn't even think about that. Well, we had a good series overall. The Thunderbirds take it 2-0, and you got to tip your cap to them. They were hitting the ball like crazy. Melonheads, they gave a lot of effort. It was fun games to watch. The Thunderbirds take it home in this one. Thank you guys